Hello, Rock from Fountain Pen Journey with a review of 3 Scrivener fountain pens. Now, Scrivener, based in the UK, manufactured in the UK. Nice to see that from a what I would consider a relatively unknown brand of pen manufacturer. They also do propelling pencils, mechanical pencils and ballpoints, but Scrivener very kindly reached out to me, and this isn't a sponsored post. They simply said, look, would you like to try 3 of our fountain pens and review them on your channel? And I thought, yeah, absolutely, very happy to do that. And I'm very happy with these pens. Now, what they sent me are basically, if you go on the Scrivener website, and I'll leave all the links and things down below in the description of this video. So I'm reviewing 3 of their EDC Everyday Carry fountain pens. Now, when they sent them to me, I did have some different names in the email. They explained what was what, and yeah, let's have a look. I don't normally go on about fountain pen packaging, but I think in this case it is actually worth it, because these do make actually really good gifts. The boxes and everything, really good quality. Normally fountain pen boxes, they're a bit nondescript. They're okay, they protect the pen and they look okay. Obviously the more you pay for your packaging and everything else. Now, Scrivener, these pens all retail for about, in between, depending on the seller and where you find them on the website, certainly Scrivener's website, they're between $48 and $55 each, which I don't think is too bad. So you get this nice black cardboard case, pop that off, and you get the fountain pens on a bed. I shall just remove this one for now. And quite helpfully it says lift tab, spare cartridges under the tray. So you lift this up and you get all sorts of stuff. Now the pens do come with converters, and these are standard international cartridge pen fountain pens. And these converters, really good quality. They actually screw in, so it's very solid. They're not going to fall out or anything. You get the warranty extension card, and just tip it out, there we go. And you get the About Us card, Justin and Yanning from Scrivener.com. There's the website. Just hold it up there if you can't be bothered looking at the description. And you get instructions on how to disassemble the pen. If purchasing, blah blah. Yeah, it's nice to have that, because I think as a gift, if you're gifting somebody a fountain pen, and I did do a video, should you give people a fountain pen as a gift, watch that video if you are interested, please, because I have some thoughts on it. But to actually get nice packaging, everything about this is really nice quality. You do get a little pouch with a black and a blue Scrivener standard international cartridge in there as well, so you can use these pens right off the bat, which is really good, because it's all too often, if you are going to give somebody a fountain pen as a gift, hopefully you get cartridges as a minimum, but it's nice to see a converter too. So I shall pop that back in there for now. I go over the other 2 pens that they sent me. I think gifting fountain pens is a very tricky thing. I think in Scrivener's case, it's not a brand that I'm fully aware of. It's one that I've heard of and never had the opportunity to try. So I'm really glad that Scrivener sent these for review. So I'll show you the pens which I got. I'll start off with this one. Now, as I said before, on the Scrivener website it's called a EDC, Everyday Carry, but their description in the email of this particular pen, and I will read it out, but this point going forward. I'm not going to go through the full name, but this one is the Scriveiner Ultra Luxury Silver Chrome with 24 karat gold appointments. It weighs about 50 grams, so it's quite a heavy pen. Interestingly, when I got this out, because I thought, everyday carry, yeah, they're all pretty robust pens, but instantly the design is, I would say, unique, and there are some good features about this this pen, but it is not a pocket pen. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go through, because I've got a black one here, different model, well, different version of this model. I'm going to go through this. So this is the Ultra Luxury Silver Chrome gold carat, gold 24 karat appointments. You get the Scriveiner logo up the top. Very nice looking Art Deco style clip, which I actually really like. And the clips are pretty stiff, very functional. Got this nice silver chrome plating. We've got Scriveiner on the cap band with the emblem there, and it looks very much like a pocket pen. Here it is in comparison to a Lamy Safari. So it is noticeably shorter. It's not full size at this stage, but I will say, is it a tiny pocket pen? No, they're not. They are kind of in between a pocket pen and a normal full-size pen. So let's unscrew. Now the cap does unscrew just over 1¼ turns. And on this Ultra Luxury pen, you've got a metal section, which really is very much in line with the barrel. There is a tiny step down that you're not going to feel at all there where the threads are. Now the knurled section adds grip. It does add some grip, but of course it's a metal section, and it's not hugely grippy. So if you're not a fan of metal sections, then you know you still may find, even with this, and it's not aggressive, it's actually quite smooth, even with this knurled finish, your fingers could slip. As you can see, it's definitely on the shorter side, unposted. Now, as viewers of my channel who've been with me for a while will know, pocket pens which screw to post drive me nuts. I like pocket pens where you can easily uncap. Okay, screw cap, 1¼ turns, not too bad. As soon as I realised it's a screw to post fountain pen, I was like, oh dear, this is not going to be an easy one to review positively, from my opinion, because I just can't stand having to use a everyday carry pocket fountain pen that you unscrew and then you're fiddling around trying to find the threads and then screw it on, and it defeats the object of a quick draw fountain pen that you keep on you in your pocket. However, these pens, not only do they post really deeply, it's so easy to screw to post because you're already there. You're not having to fumble around trying to find the threads and marry them together. It literally just slides down, give it a screw, and best of all, the clip lines up with the nib. And you get a really nicely sized fountain pen, which I shall put next to the Lamy. So it becomes a good size. Obviously, if you post the Lamy, expect more. However, I think this is a good size for writing with, and I have written with these Scriveiner fountain pens extensively for several months now, and this is where my reviews are very much, you know, what is the long-term review? There's no point doing a review on a pen that you've only had a week, even if you've done a few pages of writing. If you haven't actually tested it out to see whether you get any hard starts if the thing's left unused for 1 or 2 weeks. Go back to it, does it right away, first thing, are there any hard starts, stuff like that. And no, there aren't. These caps really are secure, they don't fall off or rotate. It's really good. So very happy, no hard starts, no skips, nothing like that. Now this Ultra Luxury weighs 50 grams, so it's quite a heavy pen. And at first I did find it a little bit peculiar to write with, because unposted it's just a tad too short. And when you post it, this cap adds quite a substantial amount of weight to the pen, understandably. And I found it a little bit, it's not really back weighted, but the weight isn't down here at the nib at all. The weight is here on your hand, and it should be quite good, but it feels slightly off. However, I have got used to it very quickly over these last few months, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. All 3 of these pens came with medium nibs. They are steel nibs. There we go. You can see medium on there. So nice looking fountain pen. Screw that on there. Really, really, really good quality. I think for the price, definitely worth thinking about. Decent size, as I said. So let's look at the other pens. Oh, uncapping, let's see how many turns that is. Once again, lines up with the nib, brilliant. Just over 1 turn to uncap, so absolute winner. I'm very happy with the fact that even though it's screwed to post, it posts so deeply. I suppose you could write with it unscrewed onto the barrel, but hey, not my style. Unscrew this. There we go, you can see I've installed one of their blue Scriveiner cartridges, which are available in a pack of 20, either blue or black, for about £15 for a pack of 20 cartridges. And I quite like their ink, to be honest. I haven't felt the need for using the converters, simply because I've got these Scriveiner cartridges that they sent me, and it's actually just nice to be able to not think about that. So the next one, this is the Scriveiner Everyday Luxury Black with Chrome. Now this one is aluminium, I'm guessing, it's anodized, only weighs 28 grams, so it's an awful lot lighter. And I find this, when I flip between the two, it's kind of borderline. This one's ever so slightly a tad too heavy, and this one's ever so slightly a tad too light. But that's a bit nonsensical, because I love the Lamy Safari, and it's a hell of a lot lighter than 28 grams. So I think pen weights are a bit of a strange one. I mean, some people may know what their ideal optimum pen weight is, and if it matters to you, 28 grams for the Everyday Luxury fountain pen, then yeah, that's something to consider. So we've got the Scrivener logo, same Art Deco style clip, Scrivener logo there, and Scrivener on the cap band. So yeah, nice looking pen. Now I will be comparing this slightly. As you can see, we've got a slightly, it matches the barrel and the cap, slightly concave section, sort of. Matte, a little bit smooth, depends on what you like, but it's certainly not, for me, slippery. Silver coloured, chrome plated nib, medium, same screw to post, lines up, very, very happy, nice, comfortable pen. Now, of course, when I saw these pens, I was immediately thinking the quite similar to some other pens in my collection. So this Scrivener Everyday Luxury Black with Chrome reminded me very much of the Namisu N1 pocket pen. As you can see, very different, but it just reminded me. It was one of those things where sometimes you sort of have a pen collection and you're like, well, actually that's quite similar, but no, actually very different. The Namisu has a god-awful system of O-rings. As you can see, very short section that's kind of married up to the barrel, very knurled, but short, not much space for your fingers there. And this was one of the issues with the Namisu N1, this push to post over those O-rings. Yes, it's absolutely solid and secure, but it's hard work, almost impossible to do one-handed. You do get a decent sized pen, and it is heavier than the Scrivener, slightly longer. So we are actually in pocket pen territory with the Scrivener fountain pens, the EDC pens. It does actually tick the box from that point of view, so very happy with that one. Now this third one from Scrivener, which is the one you saw at the start of the video, this is the Scrivener Rugged Luxury brass. It's a brass fountain pen, heavier still than the Ultra Luxury. This one weighs 52 grams, and it's this apparently hand brushed bronze finish. This one absolutely screamed out Delight Classic Alpha to me. It's basically the same finish, obviously different pens, quite similar in size, so we are actually talking pocket fountain pen size. Delight Classic Alpha, obviously no more. It is Moon Man, I believe, even if you can get them online. Very similar. So basically Kaweco Sport, Scrivener, same sort of size when you post them. Unposted, let's just have a look at unposted for this quick comparison here. So the Scrivener is slightly larger than Kaweco Sport or Delight Classic Alpha. So yeah, and the finish is very nice. Got slightly darker sort of inlay in there. We've got the Scrivener logo. Scrivener. That lighting actually looks really nice on this pen. So it is very much the same kind of brushed lacquered finish. Because this is, I'm assuming, lacquered, it's not going to patina. But Rugged Luxury, I think it's quite an apt name. So let's have a look at how these pens write. As usual, Rhodia pad. They're all medium nibs once again. So we'll start off with the Scrivener Ultra Luxury. As you can see, I'll write with this pen unposted. Right, EDC, because that is how they are described on Scrivener's website. ink is Scrivener blue. I'll talk to you in a minute about how I've got on with these pens. Decent medium wetness. Reverse writing is possible. Slightly scratchy, a little bit on the skippy side, but not too bad, certainly possible. Yeah, pretty good. Now, over the course of my several months using and writing with these fountain pens, I'll post this one, I found that with this one, the Ultra Luxury, there is a little tiny bit of scratchiness. I believe that the tines could be slightly off, ever so slightly off. Oop, that was probably my fault, don't worry about that. This one is smooth as you like. There are other, there are other nib sizes available, like fine, on the website, fine and medium. But these are all medium, as I have already said. I have no issues with the ink keeping up, but with the with the Ultra Luxury rather, there was one day I'd been using the pen for maybe a week or something, and it just stopped writing. However, I believe that as part of my testing, I didn't flush that fountain pen before use. Reason being, because these are obviously quite decent gifts, and they come with all the things that you need to start writing, I actually thought, you know what, I'm going to basically pretend that I've been given one of these as a fountain pen as a gift. What would the majority of, if you like, non-fountain pen users do? Would they really flush a fountain pen before use? No, they don't. There's a very good chance that people aren't going to do best practice and flush the fountain pens prior to use. And I believe that there may have been some debris, manufacturing debris, or perhaps some manufacturing process oil somewhere in the feed which stopped it. However, with a good old shake, the pen started writing after a minute or so. I think it is one of those things that when you give a gift of a fountain pen to somebody, you've got to expect that. And I know that I remember seeing a video recently by Chris Rapp who had actually stated, you know, manage your expectations. If you're just going to fill a fountain pen with ink and then write with it without flushing it first, then it's, you know, it's not the pen's fault. No, it's not the pen's fault. The manufacturer may even state, you know, flush the fountain pen before use. Most people aren't generally, if they're not into fountain pens, they aren't going to do that, probably not even look at the instructions. So yeah, definitely something to be aware of. Now, these pens are all very much of a muchness in terms of design. It's just the materials which differs. It's interesting when you look at number 1, the Ultra Luxury, the first one, the silver one, and this Rugged Luxury. This nib is clearly quite a bit wetter than the first one. The second one is the same Scrivener blue ink cartridge, ever so slightly different. Just out of interest, I'll do the reverse writing. This one is actually scratchier, but it does the job, just not as well as the first one. And of course, that's not a way to use nibs, but I know that some of my viewers really do appreciate seeing what the reverse writing is like. So there we have it. Review of the Scrivener Everyday Carry EDC fountain pens. I would state that they are, for all intents and purposes, the same model, just different materials and different colours, and I really appreciate Scrivener sending me these for review, and I hope that you found this review of the Scrivener Luxury Everyday Carry fountain pens beneficial, because it's an unknown brand. Dogs are barking, so there it goes. Typical, managed to almost do the whole video without them barking. There you go. So yeah, I really like these fountain pens. Good quality, well made, and yeah, I would definitely class these towards the pocket pen end. I'd certainly say that the Everyday Luxury, with it being a little bit lighter, is perhaps a little bit, it lends itself a little bit better to the majority of people's tastes for a everyday carry pocket pen. So I'm really happy with these. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.